Let's jump right into this explainer, because today we are looking way beyond archery as just some sport or survival tool. We're going to explore this totally fascinating intersection of physics, history, and human consciousness. We'll uncover how the simple act of drawing a bowstring has actually served as this profound practice for mindfulness and mental clarity all throughout human history.
I always love starting by challenging our preconceived notions. Like when you picture a bow and arrow, your mind probably jumps straight to medieval battles, right? Or maybe survival hunting. But consider this, was it purely a weapon of war, or was it an ancient tool for inner peace? It's kind of a wild paradox. I mean, how did completely diverse civilizations, separated by vast oceans, independently discover the exact same path to mental clarity using just a bent piece of wood and some string?
Let's look at that in Section 1, the parallel spark.
Well, it all starts with universal physics. The bow is basically humanity's absolute earliest method of storing and releasing potential energy. Think about it. By pulling back that string, you are storing energy right there in the bent material of the bow. And the second you release it, bam, that stored energy instantly converts into kinetic force, propelling the arrow forward. And since the laws of physics are the same everywhere, this exact mechanical principle was just sitting there, waiting to be discovered by early humans all over the planet.
And what's honestly mind-blowing here is this parallel spark. The reality that completely isolated cultures globally arrived at the exact same physical solution, a flexible stick and a taut string. This wasn't just some neat trick passed along a single trade route. No way. This universal emergence really reflects our shared human ingenuity and this fundamental deep-seated desire to harness the forces of nature with total precision and control.
Which brings us to Section 2, Mechanics versus Mastery.
This sets up such an incredible tension because, as our understanding of materials evolved, we saw massive mechanical advancements. We threw complex pulley systems onto compound bows for better efficiency, we created recurve designs, we even built crossbows for ultimate stability. But here's the kicker. Despite all those leaps in engineering, the tool still inherently requires profound personal mastery. You still absolutely need that harmonious alignment of mind and body, and intense mental focus to manage the physical forces at play.
There's this great perspective that perfectly captures it. Unlike a spear, which relies on brute force, or a gun, which depends on chemical reactions, the bow demands something more subtle and profound: discipline. That shift from brute force to internal discipline is exactly why skilled archers became these revered leaders. Wielding a bow literally turned into a cultural totem for spiritual straightness. An archer's ability to maintain crystal-clear focus under intense pressure symbolized their power to govern over chaos itself.
Let's shift gears to Section 3, the living bridge.
When you look at Native American traditions, they didn't just see a weapon. They saw a living bridge crafted from very specific natural elements that physically united the earth and the sky. You have the wood from the trees representing the earth, stone or bone for the arrowheads, and of course feathers for the fletching to represent the sky. By bringing all those elements together, the tool becomes a literal physical piece of the environment.
And because of that deep ecological connection, simply drawing the string isn't just some mechanical action. It's a ritualized gesture, honoring the cycle of life. It actually establishes the archer as a respectful steward of the environment, seeking harmony over domination. The bow is this constant, tangible reminder that our survival depends entirely on maintaining a respectful balance with the land around us.
Now let's bring it all together in Section 4, Archery as Meditative Art.
It is just amazing how seamlessly these ancient concepts translate to modern mindfulness practices. Take the Arteserostek perspective, for instance. They view archery as a sacred symphony. So instead of just blindly shooting at a target, it's about actively using the bow as a guide toward a clearer, way more centered state of being. It's about mastering the natural mechanics of energy to literally bridge the physical and the spiritual.
So if you're a beginner wanting to try using archery as a mindfulness exercise, you can actually transform a standard practice session into a profound meditative art form with 3 really simple steps. First up, cultivate a steady posture to ground your physical stability. Next, master rhythmic breath control, like really notice your breath with every single draw of the string. And finally, attain mental calm by steadying your hand and just quieting your mind. These steps beautifully mirror traditional meditation techniques, letting you really manage that internal chaos.
Franco Arteseros hits the nail right on the head, noting, "Every shot is a moment of connection to the earth, to our ancestors, and to ourselves." That just beautifully highlights how the bow acts as this sacred bridge between the hard physical science of potential energy and the deep spiritual discipline of the human mind.
So,
I want to leave you with this to chew on. How will you find your own spiritual straightness and focus in such a chaotic world? Honestly, whether you ever pick up a physical bow or not, the lessons of the archer, the patience, the balance, the intentional breathing, and just true presence, those are incredibly powerful tools for everyday life. I really hope this explainer inspires you to seek out your own balanced alignment.